Good afternoon, students. Welcome to our research project class. Our topic for today is the continuation of our discussion in our Chapter 3, which is the data analysis. And I am your teacher, Teresa Orbeta Adangna, and I'm happy to be with you today. The Chapter 3 of our research, as we all know, is the research methodology, which is the discussion of the research design, research locale, population and sample, research instrument, data gathering procedure, and the statistical treatment. We learned that in writing our Chapter 3, it always has the short introduction, as we can see in the slide. This is to give a short background of what the reader can see inside the Chapter 3. After your short introduction, this will be followed by your research design. This portion explains which type of research design will be used in the study. It will also explain the definition of the chosen design and why this design is appropriate to use in your study. Next is research locale. Research locale tells your readers about the place you will hold your study and also the participants. The next, the sampling technique. Sampling technique is simply telling your reader your sample size and the technique that you will use. Then, research instrument. Research instrument is the discussion of your instrument part by part. It start on whether the instrument is self-made, adapted, or modified. Ethical issue is important, which simply guarantees your participants the confidentiality of your data. If research instrument is the discussion of your instrument part by part, data gathering procedure is also similar to that. It is the discussion of how the data will be gathered. The next, as we all know, our data analysis procedure will be vary according to the design that we will use in our research. This could be a quantitative or a qualitative design. However, let us discuss some important part of it. Like we all know, presentation of our data analysis is started with a short introduction and followed by the discussion of what data analysis or statistical treatment will be used each statement of the problem. Remember that your statement of the problem, objectives of the study, instruments and data analysis of your Chapter 3 should be congruent to each other. When we say congruent, these are all similar with each other. As we can see and we can observe, statement of the problem here discuss the demographic profile of the participants rather, which is the age and the sex. In the objective, it's also followed what is the statement of the problem, such as to determine the demographic profile of the participants in terms of age and sex. And the next, the data analysis. Here, the data analysis, which all about the demographic profile of the participants, which is also the sex and the age. In our data analysis, it says that the statistical treatment that we will be using will be the mean frequency count and the percentage. But the big question is, how are we going to know the limit class or the class limit of the age of the participants in the distribution? Siguro nagtatanong kayo ngayon at kayo'y namamangha kung paano natin gagamitin ang age in a presentation of table distribution when it comes to class limit. Let's say that we ask 10 participants of our study of their age. So we have 10 participants. This is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And we ask them about their age. And they answer the following data. The first thing that we need to do is to determine the highest and the lowest age of the participants. In the given data, the age of the participants is displayed in different number from 16 to 34. And we all know that 16 is the lowest age of the participants and the highest will be 34. The next thing we need to do is to find the range. This is the highest age minus the lowest age, or the highest set of data and the lowest set of data. Here in our example, we have 34 minus 16, which is equivalent to 18. The third thing that we need to do to determine the class limit of age of the participants is to find the number of classes of frequency table. You may choose 5 to 20. So let's say that the number that you choose is 5. The computation will be 34, which is the highest value of our data set, minus 16, the lowest value, divided by 5, which is our chosen classes frequency, which is equals to 18 over 5. And if we divide this, we will have 30.6 or round off of 4. Hence, therefore, class width is 4. Now we can start filling up our distribution table for age following the formula of A plus B minus 1, whereas A, which is the lowest number in the dataset, and B is the class width, which is 4, and the lowest set will be 16. So how are we going to distribute the different ages, or what we call class limits, in an age distribution table? First, we follow the formula A plus B minus 1. So A will be the lowest age of the participants, plus 4, which is our class width, that will be equals to 20, minus 1 equals 19. You see that? We have 16 there and 19 there. And then you need to start with the next number. So the next number for 19 is 20. Then start using the same formula as we have done a while ago. So if 20 will be our next number, plus 4, that will be 24, minus 1, that will be 23. Would you like to try the other level for this class limits? Let's see. Yes, this is the distribution table or what we call the age distribution table of your participants with 16 as the lowest number or lowest age of the participants and 34 right next here, 34, which is the highest age of the participants. There you have it, the distribution table when it comes to age according to a class limit. So, hindi pwede na basta-basta lang tayo maglagay ng number na any number that we want. We need to follow the formula in order to present it and to validate it. You have any questions? Okay. If none, you could have to try this one. Let's say that the data presented below, as you can see here in our slide, comes from the 35 participants who were asked with the number of hours they spend or they play computer games in a day. So, ibig po sabihin, sa 35 participants, tinatanong po natin sila kung gaano sila katagal o gaano kadaming oras ang ginugugol nila sa paglalaro ng computer games. So, meron tayong computer games dyan, pwedeng ML, COD, and etc. So, here is the data that we gathered. Some says that they have played regularly 3 hours, and then others played 24 hours a day. So now your task is to find the distributions of number of hours played by the participants with their computer games. Okay? Okay, time's up. And let's see if you did it right. So what are the procedure in order for us to determine the class limits, class width of the distribution table that we're going to use for our 35 participants and in their number of hours playing games in a day. So, yes, the first step is to determine the lowest and the highest set value in the given data. So here we can see that number 3 or 3 is the lowest value, while 24 is the highest value. And in finding the range, we just simply subtract 24 to 3, which is equals to 21. And this is our range. And then the chosen class of frequency will be 5. Therefore, we have 21 from the range divided by 5 is equals to 4.2 or 5. So 5 will be our class width. Okay, did you get it right? So let's check. Okay, from the given formula of A plus B minus C will be A is the lowest set value or the next number after the lowest value. B is the class weight, which is we choose 5, and C is constant 1. So there you have it. If you get it right, we have 3. Let's see, let's try to compute it. 3 plus 5 minus 1 equals 7. 8 plus 5 equals 13 minus 1 equals 12, and so on. And so this is how you do your distribution table when it comes to class limits or when it comes to distributions of the ages, number of hours, and alike. We just simply find the highest value and the lowest value of the given set, followed by determine your class frequency. So we could choose from 5 to 20 and compute your class width. This is class width. And then you could have your distribution table for your um, analysis of data. Well, thank you for listening That's all for today. And if you have any questions, let's have our short discussion. And please confirm and ask your question now so that we could do your research well. However, there is also some steps that you could use in determining class data, and that will be the formula.